What's going on? It's your boy NickMoses05 Mo Fam. You could be anywhere else in the world. You are here with your boy, Dap Me Up, Hairy Knuckles. And it's all. It is 4/4/2026. Yes, April 4th. You might see ads for Hordes of Hunger coming to the chat. Don't mind it. We did a stream before for Hordes of Hunger. Give them they clout. Okay, give them they clout. Now, we're going to go ahead. Now, I'm doing this while I'm live, so you know you are goated forever. I'm actually looking at myself live right now. Okay, the stream looks great. We got a couple people tuning in from Facebook. I'm glad to see. We got Shane in the chat. I see Shorts Temper in the chat. Yes, I see you, sir. How are you doing? Burn up the damn chat. Burn up the damn chat. Let me know where you at, man. All right, I'm going to do my share right now. Here we go. Bam. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got my certain groups. Okay, there we go. Done, Dillio. Hit it. Hit it. All right, let's get to the show, man. What's going on, man? Hope everybody doing good. I want everybody to know. He said, yo, Shorts, man, don't start tonight, man. I already got my drink. I'm ready, man. All right. You wrong for that, man. That man said Martin Lawrence. Oh, don't make me stop. Anyway, y'all, we got such a fire damn show. I'm probably we're going to stir up some shit. We're going to talk. I just want to first start by saying thank you all for being here. You guys have helped the platform grow. If you've seen lately, a lot of views from across all platforms. And that's thanks to you guys for sharing the content and letting me know you want more of it. All right. I really appreciate you guys. I'm dead serious for that. If you don't know, certain gaming segments we have are starting to go viral. There's a segment we did for Zion Gibbs. I see that's over 100,000 views now for a short. Okay, so just to get an idea of how you guys are helping those views, I thank you very much for that. Now, sound is great. Thank you for that, Shane. I might even turn it up a little bit more just to make sure you can hear me. All right, I don't want to be too quiet on this one. Definite. Dr. Specimen, what's going on? Hot one today. I'm going to probably tickle your tummies. That's a pause. Stop. Let's rewind that. Tickle your tummies is so pause. I'm going to probably ruffle a couple feathers. All right. Can I get that back? Can y'all give me that one back? It's early. I'm already sipping. You feel me? So, yes, we do see new atmosphere release. Everybody talking about the new atmosphere, man. All right. I see y'all atmosphere, guys. And you know, your boy left the scene, man. It ain't been the same, man. But anyways, we got a fire show, man. Let's go ahead and get to the first topic, which we all know very well. Let's get to it. So everybody should be able to see on screen just fine. Hopefully, sound is okay. All right? If anybody's having any trouble with sound, let me know. All right? But this segment is Gaming Going Wild. Guys, we talk about some of the hottest either crimes in gaming or hottest topics around crimes with gaming. Yes, and we do it weekly. So this is not something that we're doing where we're covering stories from years ago. We like to cover these crimes that are happening week after week after week. All right? And we got an exciting one this week. I want to jump straight into it because you see the topics on there just so you guys can get a rundown. Yes, we are going to be talking about Sora dying. We're also going to be talking about some different Munchies later. Okay, we got a game of the week. It's actually 2. Okay, we got a lot coming up. And y'all see the $100 games, which I'm sure I want y'all opinion on. When I talk about the $100 games, I really want y'all opinion on it. I promise I want y'all opinion on it. All right, Shorts Temper said, yo, what the stream? Yo, Shorts, tune in, man. You good. You right on time, man. Let's get straight into the first one. You're going to see what the stream about right now. All right, this is our first story for today. We want to get straight into it. So a Pokemon store in Tokyo became the scene of a deadly incident this week. And part of what makes this story hit so hard is where it happened. This was not some back alley, all right, at your homie crib, isolated location. No, this was inside a Pokemon center. And this is a place built for kids, families, shoppers, you name it. They were all in there packed inside during spring break. You cannot make this up, okay? Police say the incident happened at the Pokémon Center inside Sunshine City in Tokyo, where a female employee in her 20s was attacked while working. The suspect then apparently unalived himself. Yes, he did. And both were transported to the hospital in critical condition before later being pronounced unalived. All right? We're trying to keep monetization here. We know a lot of these words. It's crazy now, all right? Not me. Talk to the platforms. Reports said the store was crowded at the time with families, children, and other customers rushing out as the situation unfolded. Now, at first, it sounded like one of those completely random public attacks, all right? You think it's just random, right? Which would already be horrifying enough. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to act like that ain't horrifying enough on its own. But as more information came out on this, the story took an even darker turn. Police later said the attacker was not a stranger at all to this lady. He was reportedly the victim's former boyfriend. He had already been arrested multiple times in the months before the stalking-related behavior. That is what really changes the way people look at this case, okay? Because you have so many different people already being part of this because there are multiple accounts of this. You're not just talking about violence in a public place. You're talking about a situation where there are, how could I say it, warning signs, there we go, that were already there. You got prior police involvement. You got a restraining order. There was a damn restraining order. It had already been issued. But even with all that, he was still able to show up to a workplace and carry all this out. I don't understand. And this is one of those where, usually I be, hey, y'all know me, alpha male crazy. This is bananas, bro. This is bananas. But this is why this story is hitting so hard across gaming circles, if you haven't heard it already. But in Japan as a whole, it is taking a whole different approach. Violent incidents like this are very rare there, okay? It's not like the U.S. where we got, hey, you go around the corner, you might see... It ain't like that. Something about this felt very shocking and even more real to them. Especially in a place tied to something that's universally recognizable as the Pokémon Center. Family-friendly Pokémon Center. So when you really break this down, this stopped being just a store incident, all right? The moment the larger context came out that this guy has been stalking her for we don't know how long. This became a story then about, how he targeted her. Why wasn't it about that at first? I ain't gonna go on a soapbox here, okay? But even after intervention and how there were already signs, legal action, and everything else involved. All this had already happened. More still should have been done. That's just gonna keep it real. More should have been done before a situation like this reaches this point. I want to say condolences to the young lady. I want to say condolences to the gentleman's family. I don't think nobody should lose any family members at all. But to watch this young lady go through this and people were around, nobody stopped, it's shocking there. And in the U.S., we typically do get a couple people that will jump in and save, but a lot of times it is like that. We have become a society where it's all about everyone for self. And this is an exact representation of that. Let's move on to the next story. Condolences. Next story. I couldn't wait to talk about this one because this is in my neck of the woods. For those who do not know, you can see it on screen right here. I love to have these videos so you can watch them live, direct, and in person because they give a whole different meaning. But video gaming machines in Illinois have become, let's say, a regular target, okay? A common target for thieves now, and you got another attempted burglary in Elmwood Park that turned into a damn police chase, a crash that actually involved a squad car. Yes, you got suspects running through the neighborhood, backyard. So imagine you eating, you turn around. Yes. Police say officers responded to a silent alarm at Phil's Sports Bar on Harlem Avenue at about 4:49 a.m., where they spotted two suspicious vehicles that match one's linked to a burglary in Palos Township, believe it or not. And when officers moved in, what do you think happened? The suspects tried to flee. Police said the driver of a stolen Alfa Romeo, all right, crashed into an Elmwood Park squad car that was trying to block the escape. Didn't give a pluck. He ran, pow! We getting out of here, homie. And although that vehicle initially got away, I ain't gonna blame him, he initially got away. Officers later stopped it and took the driver into custody. Two other suspects ran from the scene on foot, and one of them eventually got caught in the backyard of a home in the 2200 block of Neva Avenue in Chicago. I'm gonna just say Neva. I don't know if it's Neva. I don't know how to pronounce it. All right, and I'm from Chicago. Okay, but the 2200 block of Neva Avenue. Neighbors said they saw officers make the arrest, and you know how neighbors get. They stood outside and watched the entire damn thing. One homeowner described police lights all over the area after getting alerted that someone was in the backyard. A second vehicle, a Honda Accord, was also chased, but the police was not able to get them. They were able to actually get away. That guy got lucky. Police said there was no damage to the sports bar because the suspects were stopped after tripping an exterior alarm. So they do not know they triggered an alarm, which actually made the police arrive. So they got there before anything was damaged. But you see the previous incident where these criminals did do damage, and they did a lot on that one. Now, investigators believe video gaming machines inside these mom and pop stores are always the likely target. And that matters because this is a much broader problem. That's something I've been talking about week after week after week after week after damn week. It can be your local Asian cuisine. Got a couple gaming machines up in there. These are the spots that are being hit. All right. Now, according to the Illinois Gaming Board, there are hundreds of video gaming burglaries every year. Hundreds. This is Illinois Gaming Board saying hundreds a year. All right. There's millions of dollars stolen when this happens. And the numbers are just rising. It's going to be more because these machines hold cash, and redemption machines hold even more. So they're attractive targets. I'm going to be honest. It just is. Now, the report also highlighted a restaurant owner in Blue Island who had installed video gaming machines just 3 weeks earlier before thieves broke in with sledgehammers, stole cash from one machine, and left multiple machines badly damaged. That's what you're seeing. Okay? You're seeing that on screen. And they just tore that damn place up. Now, small business owners are all starting to weigh in on whether extra traffic and cash flow are worth the risk. Because it's an added risk, believe it or not. You're probably going to become a target. Industry officials, business owners, they're all looking at stronger security options for these gaming machines because they want to keep the revenue coming in, but they want to reduce how much cash is kept. I understand why. Believe me, I understand why. And that's going to likely require some broader action. So you're going to need to start talking to some politicians, but definitely need some broader action. For a lot of these businesses, though, this is turning into a real trade-off because these machines help bring in money. They do. I actually was at an Asian cuisine spot not that long ago, and they had the gaming machines right there. And while I was sitting waiting on the food, they was playing. Right? They played at least $100 right in front of me. I didn't see $100 of food being bought at that time. So, I'm just saying these gaming machines bring in money, and the trade-off is you might get hit up. So I don't know how insurance works. I'm not sure about that. But you have to repair damages and everything up front. Insurance doesn't work right away. Just so anybody knows, it's not like, oh, I do this, insurance, give me money, and it just works like that. No, it takes time, and in that time, you still got a business to run. You got to pay money up front. It's a process. But nonetheless, we hope the best for all these different businesses in Illinois, especially the South suburban area. Having these gaming machines, it is a world. I ain't gonna say world, because I think trading cards are becoming a world thing. But I do think video gaming machines are definitely the new U.S. hot target all over the U.S. That is what I'm going to say right now as we cover it week to week. Let's move on to the next story. Man, this one made me feel sad. I ain't gonna lie. You know, usually I can be, you know, kind of chipper, upbeat. This one's kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. And I appreciate everybody tuning in. I see we got quite a few tuning in Facebook. Also, we got a couple people. If you can, everybody, I thank y'all so much. If you could share out the content, you know, hit the like, it really helps. You know, also, if you want to clip, you're on Twitch or YouTube, anyone you can clip on, do anything, do what you like. I don't give a damn. Burn a damn chat up. When I get to $100 game part, I want to know how y'all feel. All right, but we got to talk. A lawsuit out of Minnesota is raising serious questions about what should and should not be allowed inside a mental health facility. This is after a man was unalived by his roommate, and the situation is now being tied to a video game. Yes, it's being tied to a video game. They're saying that a video game that staff allegedly should never have allowed this gentleman to play in the first place is the main cause for this happening. And we're going to talk about it. So, the case centers around a state-run psychiatric facility in St. Peter, where a patient named, and I know I'm going to butcher this name, but I'm going to give it a shot, Abdurrashad Hussein. All right? We're just going to say a patient named Mr. Hussein. He was found unalived in his room back on January 1st of 2024. We want to say condolences to him. But he had been placed in the facility due to severe mental illness. But according to reports, his condition had improved enough that staff moved him into a less restrictive unit where he shared a room with another patient. Now, that roommate is guess who? Yes. That roommate had a known history of violence and had previously been found not guilty by reason of mental illness in the killing of his own sister. I should have said unaliving, but that was just, I couldn't even believe this. Okay, but yes, we're gonna stay unaliving. Okay, we got a, sorry, monetization. YouTube, can you rewind that, please? Okay. But yes, I did not stutter. That roommate had a known history of violence and also had been previously not found guilty for unaliving his own sister. The reason was mental illness. Now, in the months leading up to the incident, the lawsuit claims his mental state was getting worse, and with signs like lack of sleep, he had lack of sleep, increased, what is it? I'm trying to think of the word for it. Increased agitation. He had missing treatment sessions. All of these were already known to the staff. The staff knew all this. But according to the lawsuit, despite all these damn warning signs, staff still allowed him to access what they say violent video games in a shared area, including the video game which they believe had a lot tied to this is Assassin's Creed Valhalla. They believe that even though the facility had rules against that type of content, they were allowing it, and this also made him feel more violent, and they blamed the game for that. The claim is that he had been playing late into the night, so he's not getting sleep, and he's playing the game late into the night. And shortly before the attack, and shortly after, he went into his room and carried out the fatal assault using an object from inside the room. Yes, I did not stutter on that. Shortly before the attack and shortly after, he went into his room and carried out the fatal assault. This is crazy. You can't make this ish up, bro. You can't. A court-appointed psychologist later reviewed the situation and noted that parts of the attack appeared to mirror actions seen in the game. The way he was swinging, the way he was doing things, they believe these actions were mimicking exactly what was seen in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. So it's raising questions about whether that exposure played a role into this. And at the same time, the person responsible was ultimately found not guilty by the reason of mental illness for unaliving his sister, and remains in the facility. So all you know, he remains in the facility. Damn. The lawsuit is now focused on whether staff failed to protect patients. That's what it's focused on, okay? Whether allowing access to that kind of content should go on, especially with warning signs. You got warning signs there. You contributed to a situation that could have been prevented is what they're saying. And I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know. Maybe. I'm not even a guy that believe video games add up to that. I've been playing violent games, man. You know, if they would have gave a Manhunt, I would have said it's even worse. Okay, we've all played Manhunt for PS2. Okay, we know how that is. This is bad. Okay, but I do think in somewhat they contributed to a situation that could have been prevented. Be honest, could have been prevented. And this is where the story starts to open up to something bigger, y'all, because now you're dealing with two conversations at once. You got one about the responsibility of the facility, and where the expectation is that patients are being monitored, protected, guided, and they are safe. You might have family right now in a mental institution and wondering what the hell is going on. But the other is the ongoing debate about violent video games. Does that even have anything to do with this? Does him playing Assassin's Creed have anything to do with this? If you want my honest take, I think there is a slippery slope on this one. Very slippery. The case is still moving, though. Okay? The case is still moving. I don't want to act like it ain't moving through. So it's going through the courts, and the state has not commented with any ongoing litigations. The state hasn't commented. I'm just going to put my 2 cents in now. I'm a person that do not believe video games cause violence. I believe people cause violence. And, you know, if you're blaming video games, what do you blame next? Do you blame movies? Do you blame what they see? Do you blame the acts? There's a lot of times you're watching even the news and you might see something violent. We see wars going on. That's violent. There are a lot of other images and things that people get a hold of and see that can contribute to it. And I don't want to just go strictly to games. So that's where I got to disagree on this one. But other than that, I would like to ask, what do you think? Do you think video games had something to do with this and the lack of the staff? Or do you think, hell no, this dude is just a crazy madman and he did what he do? It is what it is. Magnus, what's going on? Dap me up, Harry Knuckles and all. Good to see you, my dog. Yo, we got a couple people I've seen out there. Yo, Chelsea's Way, shout out to you. Shout out to the ladies. Okay, you know what I'm saying? I just see you got to shout out everybody. If you dare burn up the damn chat, Magnus, what's going on, man? I got a hot topic, man. You know what I'm saying, that you might want to get into later. You know, but anyways, let's go ahead and move on to next story. Boom. Okay, and I hope I didn't pass up the last one. No, we're good because it would have skipped that one. It wouldn't have all went. I think we're good. Damn. I didn't see. We're like running through each story so fast. Hold on, did we? I just got to see real quick. We did. Yeah, we're running through the stories pretty damn good. All right. So we're just running. I didn't think, usually we're running a little behind, but these other segments are going to go pretty quick. No, we're running right on time, so I'm surprised. Just caught me off guard. All right, but this right here, all my folks who out there in Illinois, but a Chicago man is now facing multiple felony charges after police say he used Facebook Marketplace to target people selling Pokemon cards. He set up meetups like he was a buyer and then robbed them once they show up. Police say the individual, and I have him on screen as well, he's a 23-year-old and his name is Anthony Garcia. He was arrested and charged with 5 counts of armed robbery with a firearm after a series of incidents in the Gage Park neighborhood occurred. According to investigators, he would respond to listings for Pokemon cards online, arrange a meeting, and then direct the seller into a building lobby once they arrived. Once inside, police say he would pull out a handgun, take the cards, and then run from the scene. Authorities say this happened multiple times over a span of about 2 weeks in March, with victims ranging from 19 years old to 29 years old, and all of them showing up expecting a normal transaction and walking into the same exact setup every time. Now, what stands out how consistent this man was with his pattern. That's kind of standoutish. All right, I ain't gonna lie. Usually people break. He was very consistent. But same type of item, same type of meetup, same general area, same method of getting victims. Like, he is dedicated. All right, but he's into getting more isolated space before taking the cards, it seems, because he brings them into a building lobby. It just seems what I feel. Police say the incidents happened on March 17th, March 27th, March 28th, and twice on March 29th, all within a small stretch of the same Gage Park neighborhood. Garcia was eventually taken into custody by Chicago police, and records show he had prior arrests, including one for armed robbery with a firearm in 2020 and another for retail theft in 2025. He is now due in court for detention hearing, and as the case moves forward, you already know what's probably going to happen. Yes, multiple offender. Might not get good for him. But I want to say this is crazy because everybody gets on Facebook Marketplace nowadays, and this is the type of stuff you run into. So just beware. This is not just one person committing robberies. This is not just one person committing robberies. This is the trust of the entire Pokemon community. I feel like I'm speaking up for Pokemon. Like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. If I'm in the Pokemon community, I'm hurt. I'm in pain because I just don't want to deal with the bullshit. Nintendo Switch community, everybody know, man, you send your Nintendo Switch off. I just want my Nintendo Switch to come back in one piece, man. All right, if you gonna modify, put a mod chip on it, man, just send it back in one piece. That's all I'm asking. So this is more what it's really about. It's not about him. It's not about Anthony. It's gonna be many other Anthony Garcias out there. We got to start figuring out how to get around these guys because this market right now, it's about high value items, planned meetups, and setups. Okay, that's it. High value items, planned meetups and setups. That's all it's about from now on. Okay, so if you are going to be on Facebook Marketplace, please be careful. Okay, because this also puts a spotlight on how people are using online marketplaces. They ain't just using it to really sell something. They're meeting up with someone, okay, and especially you're meeting up with someone you don't know to exchange items, and you think it's normal, and they know, yeah, you think it's normal. But cases like this show how quickly that shit can turn into something else if the wrong person is on the other end. That shit turns in a snap. Okay. Yeah, put a mod chip on. Yo, what you know about putting a mod chip? What are you gonna say? But I'm gonna ask y'all right now, when you are buying or selling something like this online, okay? Like you selling Pokemon on cards. Let's say you got a Pokemon card worth $10,000, $500, $10. When you are selling something like this online, is meeting in person still worth the risk? Or do you think these transactions should be handled in an entirely different way? Like maybe there should be a building you both go in that is secure, that you have to pay for, that has glass in between, that is like protected. It has a machine that takes the card, verifies it, makes sure it's okay. And like, we need to have some intermediary. That's what I believe. And y'all, that is gaming gone wild. Now, that was good. We got to go ahead and get on the show. Damn, that drink good. Now, we got, okay, I want to get to the comments. All right, I couldn't do it. I agree. I couldn't do it either. Just me, myself. I couldn't do it. If I'm selling a Pokemon card for $10,000, yeah, we gonna be strapped up. We gonna be strapped up, bro. We gonna have a gat. And guess what? I'm not even having a card on me. You know what? I ain't even gonna tell my strategy. I'm gonna get part of the strategy, right? Wouldn't even have the card on me. Okay, so we gonna do the meetup. We gonna do the whole shebang. I'm gonna make sure you straight. I'm gonna see the money, right? You gonna see I got a picture of the card. You gonna see the person with the card. It's gonna be a live feed. You ain't gonna know where they at. All right, I can have them pull up right now. Like my I don't know. I be on some mafia mob type of shit. I don't know. My mind be working crazy. Let's go ahead and move on to the next topic, man. I'm just tripping right now. I can't even believe I'm about to give up my secrets. So, y'all, I want to go through this one quickly. I don't want to waste too much time because, you know, OpenAI is shutting down Sora, y'all. How do y'all feel? How do you feel? Okay, I need to know. Round 2. Fight. So, OpenAI is shutting down Sora. Yes, it's AI video platform for those who do not know. That is just months after launching it, and it had tons of hype. I remember everybody just talking about Sora. I even jumped on it. They had me on it for a bit, right? I ain't posted a bunch of Sora videos. I didn't do it. I can say, thank God I didn't post a bunch of Sora videos, okay? Because I would have been that guy, okay? But this is one of those situations where the headline sounds surprising at first, but once you look at what's actually happening behind the scenes, it's all going to make sense, okay? Excuse me, that drink's pretty damn good, man. I didn't mean to drink so much, okay? Sora was introduced as a way for people to generate short AI videos from simple prompts, okay? It quickly picked up attention because how realistic some of those clips looked. A lot of people loved it. The idea was that this could turn into something bigger. Also, a social platform where people could share AI-generated content, have fun, similar to TikTok or Instagram. How many of y'all have used Sora? Do not lie, okay? But this Sora was built entirely around generated videos. That was going to be the beauty around this. Okay, being entirely built around generated videos. But that moment didn't last long. It didn't at all. Reports showed that the user growth dropped overnight. Okay, no, I ain't dropped overnight, but it dropped off pretty quickly after the launch. Okay, so we seen a quick buzz and a bubble burst came and boop, there it goes. So it dropped off very quickly after launch, and at the same time the cost of running the platform was getting extremely higher. Okay, so generating a video takes a lot more computing power than text or images, for those who do not know, geniuses. Okay, and the estimates suggested that the platform was costing themselves around $1 million a day to even operate. We've seen that article. It was out there. Yes, they were paying $1 million a day to even operate. Even without the massive growth behind it, they continue to try to continue going. And there was also growing concerns about what people were actually creating, okay, on the platform. Because we've seen some weird things. We've seen a lot of people requesting things being taken down. I seen Martin Luther King. We've seen a lot of, what did y'all see? Like, it was a lot of crazy stuff being made on Sora. But that made the app run into issues. You had deep fakes, non-consensuals. You had realistic videos involving, you know, MLK, like I said. But all this led to backlash. You got advocacy groups. That was kind of wild. All right, but you got advocacy groups, you got creators, and even more partners. You know, a lot of people had to step in, okay? And that's what made OpenAI, you know, start restricting a lot of content. You started seeing them restricting certain types of content that you didn't even expect. And that added even more pressure to the platform. So now people can't create even the things they want to create it. So it got even harder for Sora. So at the same time, the business side of things wasn't lining up. You got OpenAI reportedly preparing for a public offering. Yes, they were. They had a potential public offering on the table. So they were focusing on products that bring in consistent revenue, you know, enterprise tools, coding platforms, all that shit. So a damn consumer app that costs a lot to run struggles with damn moderation. You don't know what's going to work, what's not. It looked crazy. It didn't even look real. It was just, oh my gosh. Nah, it's hard. Ain't nobody want that. Nobody want that. So OpenAI said, we're going to shut this shit down. I know exactly what they did. I would have did the same thing too. I would have shut it down. Pixelated, what up? Good to see you, all right? Burn up the damn chat. If you in the chat, man, burn the damn chat up. All right? But Instead of trying to force it and paying $1 million a day, the company decided to shut it down and redirect resources elsewhere. And I ain't gonna say this is where the story gets interesting, but this is where it gets interesting, yes, because it wasn't just about one app going away, because you're also going to start seeing a lot of other flashy AI product shit gone. How much you want to bet? This is the start. A lot of people have been waiting for this, and I'm going to tell everybody now, I called it a long time ago. Everything that seems good at first that everybody jumps on, even the most casual people, if it can't be used to benefit them from day to day casually, they won't continue to use it. Simple as that. So you're going to see a lot of AI tools start falling behind the waist. You're going to start seeing a lot of different subscriptions offering the same AI offerings. So now you can say, I'm going to leave this one and go to this one. I'm going to leave here and go to there. AI is changing. We're still going to use it. It's great. I'm not going to say it's going to die. But us as humans are starting to appreciate authenticity and realness. And you're going to start seeing more and more as the years go on. I predict it now. You're going to see us as humans start appreciating authenticity and realness and actual humanity a lot more than AI. Watch. Mark my words. All right, now I want to get the pixelated comment. Let's get to it. Sora was pointless to keep open. OpenAI is already not making profit, and Sora isn't useful for the average consumer. What I got for you, man? I'm going to just give you a sound, man. Yeah, you needed that, man. You needed the NWO music, pixelated. You dropping knowledge, man. You dropping knowledge. I'm going to be honest. I started using Sora. I actually had a lot of ideas. I still have ideas that I'll be doing, but I actually made a movie, a short clip of a movie, I will say, like a trailer of my idea of what I was going to make of a full movie of Sora. Yes, and it takes a lot of work for that. You need voice, right? You need a lot of things to be spot on. And I just felt as I made the trailer was beautiful. Everybody loved the trailer. Everybody said, yo, that's a great idea. I did nothing else after that. I didn't feel it. And I got to feel it. I'm a guy that feels it. If I don't feel it, it goes to the wayside. All right? So anyway, yo, my dog, appreciate that. Yo, that's what I'm talking about. He hit the sub, man. Let's get, hold on. What I got for you, man? I hope I don't mess it up for you, man. Yes, you get the Booker T, the 5-time world champ, man. All right, the 5-time world champ. But we're going to go ahead. We got to move on to the hot subject. I'm just going to say, and I don't know, you sub pixelated. I don't know. You might get hot on this next one. We're going to talk. But yes, there'll be a bigger conversation around AI later. We'll talk more, but Sora is dying. We all see it. We all know it. So let's move on to the next one. All right. Bow. Let's go. Okay. So I know a lot of people are not probably going to agree with me on this. So I'm going to take a sip first before I even get into it. I want to ask, first, I want to ask everybody here now. You see the title. Why $100 games make sense? Now, if you're verticals, it got a misspelling. So don't worry about if you're watching it vertical. All right. I don't know where the misspelling came, but normally you see it all right. So I would like to ask, why do you think $100 games does not make sense? I want to ask everybody right now, why would you not pay $100 for games? I want to ask that. Anybody. Any answer would be a good answer, right? Why would you not want to pay $100 for games? I mean, you want to save money, right? You need more money. Games already cost expensive enough. Give me 100 different things. It does not matter. I understand. But you can give me any reason. I'm going to say this, and this is my hot take. This is going to be the first time. And I'm going to preface this first by saying that I am a person that did not believe my stance that I'm taking now. Okay? If you look at previous videos of mine, you'll actually see where I complained about $70 games. Okay? I complained about the price of $70 games. I remember when $70 games first hit. I was mad as hell. I remember. Now, there go a reason. Okay, Pixelated. Pixelated gave us a great reason. Why don't you want $100 games? Pixelated said, because I'm broke. Great reason. That's a great reason, right? If you're broke, you don't want to pay more for games, right? I understand, Pixelated. I understand, okay? But I'm going to say this, Pixelated. Here's where I stand on it, okay? So, I think you're already paying $100 for every game you get. I think you are, okay? I want to go ahead and break down the reason I believe this. And I want every reason of what I'm saying is stupid. Y'all, I want y'all to destroy me on this, y'all. I want y'all to tell me how dumb I sound. Okay, please tell me how dumb I sound. I want you to destroy any point I make because I'm ready to debate. Okay, I'm ready for it. Every time a new AAA game drops at $70, the same conversation happens. People say that games are getting too expensive and I'm tired of it. I did the studies. I went into the lab. I got the pen and pad. I started working hard. I said, I got to figure out what's going on. Why is everybody feeling this way? And then I came up with something. So I got my reasoning. I'm just going to say this. And before I get, Pixelated. Games take a ton of money to make, so $100 makes sense. I wouldn't want to spend $100 for sure. It's expensive, but some people, if it makes sense, if there is in-game microtransactions, yeah, nah. Okay. All right, okay. So we got some, okay. All right, maybe we working. Maybe you working with me. Maybe I'm okay, let me unpack. Let me unpack then. Maybe I'm okay, let me cook, as they say, let me cook. Okay? But people say a game's getting too expensive. I just seen Dreamcast guy. Matter of fact, I'm going to make my own individual video directly to this. Okay, YouTube gonna get it. I ain't gonna lie, YouTube gonna get this one. All right? But it's gonna go specifically to this one person. I ain't even gonna say his name because somebody can go tell him. But I'm gonna use his video because it's many videos out there, but they say why video games is dying, why gaming is going to crash. I've heard all the reasonings. Companies are getting greedy. Okay? Gaming is becoming harder to afford. As my man Pixelated said, we're being broke. But when you actually look at it, the numbers, that story don't add up. Okay? And it don't fully hold up for what you're saying. Okay? Now, I want to take y'all through the history of gaming. Me, I don't want to say my age, okay, because I look too damn good. Every time I say something, people be like, hey. But I'm just going to say this. I was around in them 90s. I was around in the 80s. Okay? We're just going to leave it at that. So I know about gaming. I've been around the block. Back in 1990, yes, I'm going to take y'all back. For all y'all young bucks out there, back in 1990, a new game cost about, guess how much? I want y'all to guess. Because I can tell you right off the top of my head. In 1990, a new game cost between $40 to $50, and in most cases, $50. That was in the 90s. Am I wrong on that? Somebody quote me if I'm wrong on that. That was back in the 90s. Okay? $50. Okay? That sounds cheap now. But, you know, back in the 90s, y'all don't understand, bro. Like, man. Okay, $50 was a lot for a video game. Your parents wasn't just going around getting you a bunch of games like that. That was a lot. Okay? So that may sound cheap now, but when you adjust for inflation, that same game would cost somewhere between $120 and $140 today. Think about that. If we adjusted video games the same rate as a lot of other things in this industry, okay, I don't want to say in this industry. Let's just say in the economy, you have video games then being priced at $120 to $140. What do y'all say to that? Okay? All right, so is video games still expensive? Might not. It still can be expensive and opinionated, right? But based on inflation, it's not. It's just not. Let's be honest. It's just not. But that is a technicality. Games are technically cheaper than they've ever been. I mean, technically, right? You can play Fortnite for free. You don't have to spend a dime. You can play Apex for free. You don't have to spend a dime. You can buy a game when it goes on sale, $20. You could buy a AAA game when it releases and it's crap, Cyberpunk, and then you wait for it later. You could buy it for what? $15. AAA, right? It's not just games either. Look at everything else around you, man. All right, because I want to talk. I want to slow down. I don't want to go too fast. But I just want to say, when we talk about inflation and games cost too much, I just want to know it's everything around you, bro. It's not just the price of video games. It's the price of the movie tickets you're going to pay for. Because back in 1990s, I swear we was paying like $5 for a brand new movie ticket to go see a new movie theater. You pay a movie ticket now, it's $15 damn dollars, if not more. Okay? Fast food. I remember going to McDonald's. They had multiple $2 combos. Multiple $2 combos. You can get a daily double combo, came with a burger, fry, and a drink, $2. Right? They had a cheeseburger, hamburger appreciation day. It was 29-cent, 39-cent cheeseburger. You can go ham. Cars, bro. I don't even want to get started with cars. We already know where that go. But everyday items have all gone up, all across. Games have only gone up about 40%. Okay? Only about 40%, while others have doubled. Others have tripled. Why is that? Why is games only up 40%? Is games still expensive? I need you to debate me. Tell me why I'm wrong. Wyatt, what's going on? Jesus went away so I can live. Thank you. All right. Baseballing. Thank you, sir. How are you doing? Anybody, it seems like if anybody disagrees at any point, I want to hear why you disagree. Right? And it's not to destroy your argument. This is a nice, nice debate. We're going to discuss. If you have an opinion, I want to hear whatever I say that sounds dumb. Just let me know. Say, Nick, that sounds dumb. It's no way nobody's going to go for that. Okay? But everything else doubled and tripled except video games. Video games went up 40%. I'm sorry. That seems pretty good to me. All right? And if games followed the same path as everything else, it would be $120 to $140. So on paper, games are not overpriced. We have to stop saying it. We have to start breeding that type of culture. Games are not overpriced. It is something that is being fed to you. It is something you're being told 24/7. It is not. Everything around you is costing more. Games, based on everything else for inflation, you're not feeling it. Bro, trust me, games are not expensive. They feel overpriced, and that's where the real issue is. They feel overpriced. Feel. Okay? The $70 price tag is not the full price tag anymore. Let's keep it real. All right? And I'm going to unpack that. Hold on. I want to get to some of the chat. Okay? And baseballing, I see you. What's going on? Movies in the 90s was probably $2. I ain't going to lie. I'm not going to lie. They had to do, you know what? I remember I used to go to the $2 show. Every Tuesday, they used to have a $2 show. Shout out to South Suburbs of Illinois. They used to have the $2 show. Brand new movie tickets. Don't even talk, man. Come on. We ain't even going to do that. I don't disagree at all. But if the game was $100 and highly pushing microtransactions, I don't think the game should be that much. I agree. You know what? I'm going to unpack on that. Average movie price in the 90s was around $4. It's at least 3 times that now. Think about that. Average price, $4. 3 times that. If video games was $50, that means you'd be paying $150 damn dollars. I'm keeping it real. John, what's going on? Dap me up, Harry Knuckles and all. John, I'm on one. Okay, I'm on one. Hold on, let me finish, because I don't want to get. My man said microtransactions, and we're gonna unpack on that. The $70 price tag is not the full price tag, though. Let's keep it honest. All right, I want to pick up there. The $70 price tag is not the full price anymore. It's the starting point. After that, what do you got? I want y'all to tell me in the chat. You know, tell me. We got DLC. What else we got, y'all? We got battle passes. What else we got, y'all? Skins. What else we got, y'all? Upgrades. What else we got, y'all? Different editions. What else we got, y'all? I'm telling you, they splitting the content up. You ain't paying $70 no more, man. You are paying over $100 for a game now. So before you know it, that $70 every time turns into $100 anyway. So the problem, I'm telling y'all, is not about the number you see up front. I know everybody thinks that number you see up front because you see $70 up front. It's really how everything is structured. The cost to make games has exploded. I don't know if you guys know that. Okay? The cost to make games has exploded. What used to be small teams, now hundreds of people, sometimes thousands, working on projects that cost hundreds of millions. Y'all remember when we started? It wasn't that. It was two guys with a computer, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what we started. You know what I'm saying? Now we got the small teams is hundreds of people. Yes, it's many games where a small team is 100 people. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. A large portion of the industry's money now comes from what my man Pixelated talk about. Microtransactions. I want y'all to know, I don't want to get the numbers wrong on that. Let me see if I could actually pull. I don't even know if I got the numbers in front. You know what? I ain't going to pull it up. I'm going to take a guess. Because I used to have percentages and everything. But I believe the percentage of money being made for microtransactions were like 48% of the gaming industry. I believe. I'm not sure. Y'all could cross-reference me on that. But let's just say a large portion of the industry's money now comes from microtransactions instead of the base game. They're not making the money off the base game. They know that. They know that. That's why the system looks the way it does right now. That's why you got lower entry price points. That's why you think $70 is a lot and you're being screwed. You're getting higher spending after. I don't know how people fall for this. So here's where I stand on it. Let's go ahead and get to it. All right. Oh, I appreciate that, Pixelated, man. I appreciate that. Dap me up. I'm trying hard, man. I'm out here working. I'm going to go ahead and unpack a lot. Now, hold up. I want to get to some of what Chelsea's way had to say, too, as well. I didn't agree at first, but when you look at everything else, games have gone up the least out of many things. That is true. That is true. Now, I would rather see games move to a $100 standard, and I am preaching that here today. I'd roughly rather see it $110 with tax. Y'all wondering, Nick, what the hell are you talking about? Let me unpack. Let me cook, as they say. That price has to mean something. It has to mean something. If I, as a consumer, am guaranteeing that I am willing and saying everybody else should be willing to pay $100 for a game, it has to mean something. And I think that mean has to come in the form of law. All right? I do think we need some sort of law to go along with it. I do think there should be a $100 standard. But with that $100 standard, you get a couple things. One, it means the full damn game. You get the full game. No grabbing your game and you can't finish it because it has a bug. Or you can't know. It can have bugs in it, yes. But there is no reason I should be getting a game and have to download 40 gigabytes. There's no reason for that. I should not have to buy a game, get the game, put the game in, I got to connect to the internet and download 20 gigabytes. That is unacceptable from this day forward, but I will make one exception. There are a lot of games that are bigger in size. So, there are some games that may require, it's not a lot, but there are some games that may require you to either have the, both disc in some cases, but we need to have a full game. That's it. Next thing, we need to have updates included, which means every bug fix, every update, everything that comes. And we need to have, by law, a guaranteed 2 updates. We need to have a guaranteed 2 updates, which means anything that we are unhappy with, you are going to fix within an update. And I know it's kind of like, hey, they're just going to throw out some bullcrap updates. Yes, that's what's going to happen. But I'd rather require an update to happen. So not only do we get a full playable game that can be played from beginning to end, we also get minimum 2 updates within the game's life cycle, which means forever. Okay? And you get 1 DLC included. That is a hell of a deal. So, for $100, $110 plus tax, you would get a full game. You don't got to worry about, oh man, I put it in and now I got to, nope. You put it in and start working. You get updates included, all right, which means you're going to have at least 2 updates in the months to come, and you're going to get at least 1 DLC included, which means it might be characters, might be stages, might be, an entire storyline. There's no tiers, no splitting content up, no paying multiple times, no microtransactions, none of that shit. $100 for your game, and you guaranteed to get a game that's not going to die on you after a month. You're guaranteed to get a game that you know if others pay for it, you're going to have a stable community base right there. Because right now, most players are already spending that amount anyway. It's just spread out over time. All right, that's it. It's just spread out over time instead of being clear from the start. We all got to be honest on that. So there are real concerns around this. You got, first of all, wages ain't even keeping up. Let's keep it 100. Wages haven't kept up with inflation. Okay, inflation's getting too high and wages are not keeping up with it. That's why I say everything's getting high. Okay, and wages are not keeping up. So that affects how people feel about pricing, period. Games are launching unfinished. I understand. That's what's making people feel. They don't want to pay $70. People don't trust paying more money up front. They're done with it. They're done. They're like, I'd rather wait. I'd rather wait until a sale happens. Hey, Nick, why don't I just wait until a sale? It doesn't matter anyway. Right? So I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of different things. One, I will agree with the guy I'm going to debate. I'm going to make a separate video for this, and I told everybody, I am going to do a separate video for this, its own video. I'm going to take the gentleman, and we're going to go through each point, and I'm going to destroy every argument. Okay? I'm going to destroy every argument. No, I ain't going to say that, because it ain't the point of destroying his argument. It's just what I truthfully believe. It's what I truthfully believe. Okay? I will say right now what's happening with gaming, just so everybody can get a clear picture of what you're dealing with. You're paying $70 for a game, and when you pay $70 for that game, it's broken from the jump, or you got to run some type of updates. You got to get updates. Multiplayer sucks, or it's a lot of different things that's coming right out the gate. That's because they have to meet deadlines for investors. So that's one. You're already getting a rush game, okay, and you're paying $70 for it, and it ain't the game you want, so now you don't want to do it. Number two, you got the people out there who said, I'm not going to fall for the old banana in the tailpipe. I feel you. I am one of them guys. I do not fall for the banana in the tailpipe unless it's my beloved franchise. I'll fall for the banana in the tailpipe all the time for my beloved franchise. But other than that, there's a lot of guys who don't fall for it. So they hold out. They know this game is going to tank. And when it does, they buy it for $10. The problem with that is if companies, developers, and everyone know this, then they're just not going to put out the games for $70. They're going to give you a free game and hit you with microtransactions. Like, you're going to People who hold out and wait to the sale to get AAA games are part of the problem of why gaming culture is dying. Okay? And hey, believe me, I'm one of those people, so I feel bad. But it's true. The games are out there. They're cheaper. You're getting AAA games for $20 now because it died. You know what I mean? We have to have some solid ground. I believe that if Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out and it's $100 and you get a full game right out the bat, and I do believe Grand Theft Auto 6 will have microtransactions, but I think those microtransactions should exist only in the online side of the world, which means if you're playing Grand Theft Auto 6 online. If you're playing Grand Theft Auto 6 and you're playing multiplayer, just a standard base game, should have nothing to do with anything. You should be able to pay $100, get updates, get everything, more levels. Everything should keep coming to you because they're making hand over fist in the online world. So you have an online world where you could still use the whales to make the money. And then the single player can really enjoy the experience because the world is going to continue to get enhanced because you're going to enhance the world just because you might sell another $100 game to get someone else into the world of online. I think Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be the first to do the $100, and I think we're going to buy it. But I think Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be the first game where I think people are going to feel like it's worth it. Just me. I don't know, though. They might price it normal. I don't know. But if Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out for $100, I won't be surprised. And, we pushed it back again, right? Oh, we pushed it back again. It's going to come out on PlayStation 7. You know what I mean? Or some crazy shit. So nonetheless, that is my hot take. I believe games should be $100, flat out, okay? And we need to start paying $100 for them because right now, you're paying $100 anyway when you buy the game for $70 and DLC releases, and you have to buy it. You buy the game for $70, and oh my goodness, my two favorite characters that were not in the game originally just got released for DLC a week after the game released. Go figure. Well, guess what you can do? You can now just pay $100, get all your characters, get updates, and get everything right up front. And that extra $30 per person that paid for it, that gaming company can say, man, you know what? I'm going to continue to do this moving forward. Now, I know what everybody's going to say. Gaming corporations and companies, they're all about the dollar. They're going to use you. Once they figure out we figured it out, they're going to try to figure us out for more dollars. Yes, it's true. But we need some stable ground in gaming because one thing I do agree with is the way gaming is going is not in a good direction. That we all can agree on. We get more games than ever, right? We got more games than ever. I'm happy with all the games we got, but I do believe we're going in the direction of, well, how many quality games do we have? What is considered a quality game? What is not considered a quality game? What is made by AI? Is that passion behind it? Is that okay to, we're running into a lot of finicky grounds where people feel a certain way. I actually think it's a great time in gaming. I just think that with inflation going around like this, going crazy, I think people are putting a lot of stress on gaming. And I don't think gaming is that bad. That's just me. All right. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Bam! Oh, my Lord, y'all. I'm so ready for this. We got to get straight into it. This is Dude, I Got the Munchies. Yes, this is Dude, I Got the Munchies, where if you got a left-hand doobie, you came to the right spot. If you're a person that loves fast food, just love to eat, you love your snacks, you love anything you love, I get my inner fat boy from time to time. Yes, it is Dude, I Got the Munchies. This segment, when we clip it up, seems to do, I ain't gonna say the best because we got Choose Your Fate is doing the best, okay? Then Gaming Gone Wild might have taken over, I don't know, but we got Dude, I Got the Munchies and Gaming Gone Wild are two segments that fight, but a very popular segment of ours where we discuss new food, baby. So what are we doing? Let's get straight into it. Y'all, let's talk, y'all. I couldn't wait for this. Papa John's just stepped outside of pizza and dropped oven-toasted sandwiches across the U.S., y'all. They dropped oven-toasted sandwiches across the U.S., y'all. Yes, including Philly cheesesteaks, chicken, bacon, ranch sandwiches, steak and mushroom sandwiches. They are on one. They're calling them papadillas, okay? They're basically full sandwich plays, all right? That's all it is. Signature sauces, they got it baked into the bread. You know what I mean? Like, I heard a lot, but this is one of those moves where a pizza spot is trying to do a like complete spin around with some of their products and compete directly with places like Subway, but still keep the pizza identity. I'm not gonna lie, I need to know, okay? All right, here we go. We got now McDonald's and Taco Bell are not good. Look, low key could be good. Papa John's pizza is mid though. Now look, Pixelated, that we can both agree on. I think Papa John's pizza is mid. I think Pizza Hut pan pizza smashes it. And Pizza Hut ain't even a top-notch pizza, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's crazy just to say. You know what I mean? Like, it smashes Papa John's. But I'm not gonna lie, Papa John's got a Philly cheesesteak sandwich, and I'm looking at my man right here. Trying not to, because, you know, I got to look straight ahead at y'all and talk, but I got the screen right here, and I'm not gonna lie, man. They biting that sandwich. That sandwich looks so damn good. Okay, so I want to ask y'all this. Do you think this is going to compete with a Subway? Okay, I think there's a Firehouse Subs. Places that make sandwiches. Do you think this will compete? I don't know. Domino's is best big pizza corporation. I like Domino's. They served Domino's in my high school, though, so I ate Domino's so much that I just, like, got tired of it for a long time. But it's definitely delicious, okay? But they served it at my high school. Yes, so every day at high school for lunch, I ate Domino's. Believe it or not. And I also had Taco Bell in my high school. Damn, I sound like a spoiled asshole. Let's move on to the next one. That's crazy. Okay. So, yo, BJ's Restaurant took a dessert and turned it into something completely different, y'all. With a pepperoni and hot honey pizookie. Yes, it's a skillet cookie, but now it's mixing sweet and spicy with actual pizza-style toppings like pepperoni and Mike's hot honey flavor profile. This is only available for April, okay? So this is one of those limited time drops that leans more into something wild than becoming a permanent menu item. So you're not going to see this for long, okay? But if you want to try it, go to BJ's Restaurants and go ahead and try you one, man. It might be good, but I can tell you one thing. I will never in a million years try this, bro. Like, you couldn't pay me enough to try this. I am not eating some Mike's hot honey and ice cream and pepperoni and a cookie all in one. I'm not gonna lie, sweet and spicy typically might be good. But in this case, you got me blocked up. I ain't trying no nasty ish like this, man. Get this out of here, man. What's wrong with y'all, man? Let's go ahead and move. My bad. I snapped off, man. I shouldn't have did that. Bad player was going. Domino's sucks. Bad player comes back. Bow with the Domino's sucks. I'm not gonna lie. I had a couple people tell me that. Domino's sucks. I ain't gonna say it sucks. I had it for high school. So when you eat it growing up, you grow an acquired taste, right? It's almost like caviar. You know what I'm saying? I get that shit. It's back to back. You know, ooh, I'm back. Oh, this back home. You know what I'm saying? But BJ's Restaurant got me brucked up thinking I'm about to try this, bro. They done lost their mind. Like, this isn't gonna sell. It's only gonna sell with content creators and influencers looking for views. He ain't lying, bro. Nobody gonna eat that shit for real. I'm not gonna lie, those cup pepperonis look delicious, though. I like pepperoni. I'm a pepperoni guy, okay? Move on to the next one. Arby's just dropped a $5 fry fill-up, y'all. This had to get on there. I told the producer, put it on there, okay? Arby's just dropped a $5 fry fill-up, and I'm going to go ahead and explain. Just let me explain. They're saying it's 3 times bigger than their normal large fry. This is centered around the curly fries because we all love the curly fries from Arby's. If you haven't had them, you better get out there and try them. They're delicious. All right? It's already one of their strongest items. But now they're pushing volume as the main selling point. And Arby's, you are finally waking up to PR. Finally, you are understanding PR. You are leaning into a main item. This is beautiful. It's also limited time only and only available in store or drive-through. So it's no order online type of ish. Okay? And from my understanding, it's a $5 fry fill-up. So I believe you have to, and I don't know, quote me on this, it's a $5 fry fill-up. Maybe you got to order some fries and then eat them first and then fill it. I don't know, man. We got to check on that on Arby's. But if you got $5 large fry like that and it's 3 times larger than Arby's, I'm coming. And I'm ordering something else. Matter of fact, Arby's, I'm damn near about to go to your menu right now on the phone because I do got your app. I ain't going to cap. I got the Arby's app. And Arby's, Arby's is probably not even in my top 10. Like Arby's might not make my top 15. Like for real. All right. They might make my top. No, I don't know. When I start naming places, you might not make it. Pixelated. Also, an extra large fries is the most American thing ever. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. Yo, a double XL fry is so American. All you gotta do is just serve up a hamburger. You know what I'm saying? Serve up a good old hamburger. We be good, baby. Good old U.S. goddamn, mate. But y'all, I want to ask, who's going to try the $5 fry fill-up from Arby's? Oh, yes, Arby's, excuse me. See, I'm thinking, we need to move on. That's how I know I'm already hungry, man. But Arby's got the $5 fry fill-up. Are y'all going to try it? Yay or nay? All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next one. I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Pizza Hut is bringing back one of their wildest ideas. And yes, a hot dog literally baked into the crust of the pizza. Now, this is also tied into the baseball season. So it's leaning into that take me out to the ball game day type of food mix of pizza and hot dogs and type of shit. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to mix it into one item, y'all. Give them some credit. Pizza Hut trying. Okay, it ain't all that. I know, baseball hot dog, they trying something, okay? But this version is a full hot dog inside the crust. Not the smaller bite versions they've done before, because before you might see pictures of the smaller bite versions. No, this is not that. This is a full glizzy inside, okay? Full glizzy. I need to know, are we doing this? How are we doing? I don't know, because... Yo, the one thing about me is I'm a dude. I ain't gonna lie. I'll eat a glizzy, man. All right, I ain't gonna lie. Eat a glizzy, okay? But that's why you got to keep it real. When you hit a certain age, you don't be caring, man. I eat hot dogs, all right? So when I eat my hot dog, I typically don't. If I can have it wrapped like that, but the problem when you have a hot dog wrapped like that, you can't put the condiments on it, right? So it would be nice if you could have some where you could put the condiments on it, but it makes it difficult. So unless you got a nice garlicky butter taste and with a hot dog, I don't know. This just don't work for me. It does not work for me. I don't know, man. I'm going to say no. For me, it's a nay. For me, how do y'all feel about the hot dog crust for Pizza Hut? Do you think they doing something? Okay, let's move on to the next one because this one ain't it. God, it ain't doing it for me. It ain't doing it for me. I'm just gonna keep it real. Pop-Tarts. Bravo, Pop-Tarts. We've been waiting for you to come around, Pop-Tarts. We've been waiting for you. Pop-Tarts finally listened, y'all. They finally listened. I remember I was back in the day, a little kid. I sent Santa that letter. You know what I'm saying? Santa must have finally got it along because Pop-Tarts finally listened to me. They dropped a super stuffed line, y'all. Finally. You have Pop-Tarts, super stuffed with 50% more filling. You got flavors including strawberry blast, molten lava cake, cinnamon caramel. I mean, all built around having way more filling than the standard version. I have not tried these yet. And if you tried them, let me know how they taste. I'm really curious about this one because this is one of those updates where they didn't change the product. They just gave you more of what you wanted. So I want to know, how does this taste? You know, a lot of people grew up and they go, oh, Pop-Tarts is better. But I'm going to be honest. We all hated the bread crust at the end of the Pop-Tart. Keep it real. If you ate, I'm not going to lie. If you ate that crust at the end of the Pop-Tart, I might look at you a little. Hey, I might got to ask you something. You might be a trained fighter, bro. You might be a UFC fighter and don't even know it. You know what I'm saying? You eat the crust of the the little end, the corners. Yo, the corner of a Pop-Tart is so dry, bro. You damn near choke. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to have something to drink. You crazy? Okay, bad player. We needed these Pop-Tarts, especially the cinnamon ones. They barely ever have filling. Let me give you a sound, man. I don't even know what sound I got for you, man. I'm just picking one. There you go. You get it? That's what I'm talking about. We've been waiting for this. They finally listened. That little bit of jam in there. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't change the product from what they said. So I need to know how this tastes, man. Y'all got to run down there and let me know, man, because I'm going to get some. I'm probably going to get some tonight. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep it real. All right, let's go ahead and move on. Shit might catch me up at the store. You know what I mean? Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. This is what I'm talking about, man. All right, my cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? As a guy who got some stock in Microsoft, you know what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about, Xbox. Xbox, and don't you want that? You want that, Fanta? All right? Xbox and Fanta have teamed up for a new flavor called Crimson Sour Cherry, along with special edition cans tied to games like Halo, Call of Duty, and Diablo. Each can has a QR code that gives you in-game rewards once you scan it and connect to your account. We are used to this, baby. This is our time. We all know what we do with Call of Duties and our Halos. We grab our Doritos and and we scan and put our code in, man. We trying to get that double XP time. I got so much double XP time, I don't know what to do. Right? But yes, Xbox and Fanta have teamed up. The flavor is called Crimson Sour Cherry. So this one is less about the drink itself and more about the rewards tied to it, especially if you're already playing these games. Yes, you can get a can, a nice looking can. You might want to keep one as a souvenir, right? Just put it up somewhere. Just keep it as a souvenir. You know, you never know. This might be worth money 40 years, 50 years from now. Go ahead and keep it and talk about the Xbox collab with Fanta, man. So go ahead and get you some. I think the colors of the cans are dope. You know what I mean? They got so many different colors, and it'd be nice to have one of each just to have by myself. So big shout out to Fanta. I'm a big fan of Fanta. Like, I love their drinks. I say Fanta. You know what I'm saying? So Xbox and Fanta teamed up. How about that? I ain't gonna say Xbox and Fanta. All right, Xbox and Fanta. Fanta. I don't know. Don't you want that? All right, but they teamed up, and the flavor's called Crimson Sour Cherry. What do y'all think? And that, y'all, is, dude, I got the fucking Munchies. All right, let's go ahead. There we go. We did that. Let's go ahead and get on to the next one. Boom, y'all. This is Game of the Week. Y'all know, a lot of times I do Product of the Week, Game of the Week. We're mixing it up. I like to talk about these because a lot of people don't keep up with a lot of this stuff. And I want to try to make sure you are kept up to speed with a lot of things that's going on with new products and new games. And I typically pick one or two to discuss, right? So today, this week, I'm going to just say, is quite a few games that came out. And I was kind of torn. I'm going to tell you why. There were so many games to cover, but because my old ass be falling in love with the old games, I picked two titles that I think need to be talked about. So this week, we're going to talk about two classic franchises that just dropped new versions of their game, and they show two very different ways of bringing it back, okay? And I want to know how y'all feel about it. But first, we got Super Meat Boy 3D that takes what made the original work and moves it into a new dimension while keeping the core gameplay intact. Fast movement, tight controls, short levels, all built around consistent retries that we've all grown and known to love. And that loop of failing and improving is still there. Most reviewers say it still makes the game satisfying. Now, I don't know how I feel about the shift to 3D, but the shift to 3D, I heard, adds mechanics like wall running, air dashing, so it expands how you approach the level, so it gives it more depth. But it also introduces problems with depth perception, okay? So, if your depth perception is off, a lot of other things are going to be off. You're not going to be able to finish these the correct way. So, I don't know how I feel about the 3D version. But I can tell you this, a lot of reviews mention moments where jumps look correct and they weren't correct and they failed. I played this for a short period of time. I could tell you, I love it. All right, I love it, man. I'm not a guy that's big. I just want to pick up something and play. So it's a nice fun, but compared to the old Super Meat Boy, hell no, it don't come close. I'm gonna keep it on. The old Super Meat Boy smoked this damn game. Like, Super Meat Boy 3D versus the original Super Meat Boy is getting smoked. It doesn't even stand a candle to it. Like, it's the old Super Meat Boy, it was more about how tight the gameplay was. That's what made it what it was. It was tight, it was snappy, it made it that. The 3D version didn't feel that. So I myself didn't like it. But it's nice to play because I'm a guy that just like to pick up the game and just play real quick. And that's it. I'm out of there. So for me, it works perfect for that. So I recommend it for people to play. Jimmy says Steven ain't looking at yo. Jimmy, that was fucked up, Jimmy. You had to call me Steven name, man. I'm like, hey, I gotta check my headline because it's kind of going to, man. You bogus for that, Jimmy, man. I got you, Jimmy. I get it. Yo, that nigga, you bogus for that, Jimmy. That was hilarious, Jimmy. I'm not even gonna lie. Pixelated, what mic you use? Yo, I forgot. It's an Elgato mic. Damn, what is it? It's a... Yo, I forgot what kind of mic it is. It's this. Elgato mic. I think it's an Elgato Wave. I forgot what kind of wave mic it is. But everything's Elgato, bro. If you don't know, I rock Elgato everything. I'm like a bougie bitch with Starbucks. You know what I'm saying? I'm like a family of Apple. You know what I mean? We gotta have our Apple products. Right? I'm a bougie bitch when it comes to Elgato. I ain't gonna lie. All right, and that's messed up. I ain't gonna say bougie bitch. I ain't no bougie bitch. Don't play with me, man. Wave 3, there you go. Elgato Wave 3. I knew it was Wave something. I don't know. I just get too many. I got the ring light over here. I got the Elgato Air. Right, I got all types of shit. I'm surprised I don't got like headphones or the foot pedal. Well, actually, by the way, the foot pedal I kind of want. I'm gonna keep it 100. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about our next one. Because I ain't gonna just roast Super Meat Boy 3D. I'm gonna talk about the next one. The next one, oh my goodness. Legacy of Kain Ascendance, y'all. Who was fans of Legacy of Kain? Big fan of Legacy of Kain. I remember playing Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver. Oh my goodness, Soul Reaver was the bomb, bro. I used to play that. That was back when I was playing Abe's Odyssey. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't know about Abe's Odyssey and Abe's Exodus. Like, man, come on. Okay, I ain't gonna go down memory lane too hard. But I'm just gonna say, now we have Legacy of Kain Ascendance. Haven't played it, but y'all, from what I'm hearing, it takes an entirely different approach. Instead of building directly on what made the original game stand out, it shifts focus towards new story elements, has an entire different structure. Reviewers pointed out that the narrative centered heavily around a new character, pulled attention away from old characters, and it just threw fans crazy. It was nothing like the original. It was completely different. It was like a new game, from my understanding. And I'm gonna have to try it first. I want everybody to know I have not played Legacy of Kain Ascendance yet, so don't crucify me. Okay, don't crucify me. But I'm gonna give it a try. But after what reviewers said, I don't know if I want to fork up $19.99. You know what I'm saying? From a gameplay standpoint, 2D action, I can get with that. I can get with that, right? Because I'm down with the Metroid style. You know what I'm saying? I can get with that. 2D platformer, you got a little bit of combat, progression systems. You know, I'm down with that. But I heard it don't involve much past that. And it don't involve much over time. Like, what you get at the beginning is what you get towards the end. The feedback from everyone I've seen feels either average or below average or just downright, it was terrible. They said for them to wait this long for Legacy of Kain, disgusted. Disgusted. Now, I'm gonna be honest, the Legacy of Kain, there was a creator program that I could have joined for Legacy of Kain. Right? I don't know. Should I join the program? I don't know. Because right now they said the game's so bad, if I was forced to play it, I would be honest. I'm part of the program for Ready or Not. It's a great game. Right? I could jump in there. We're going to be playing that. But this? Legacy of Kain Ascendance? Bullshit. Okay? This is some bullshit. Now, let me just tell y'all this. When you compare both games, Legacy of Kain, and then you got Super Meat Boy, night and day. Because Super Meat Boy, you can actually play and go through, and I think you'll have fun. From what I'm hearing in Legacy of Kain Ascendance, you ain't even going to have that much fun. It's just going to be a standard 2D game, and there's many 2D games out there that are better to play than this game here. Super Meat Boy 3D, I'm kind of curious to play a little more on that to tell you more about it. So, between the two, go with Super Meat Boy. If you got to pick one this week, one game to get between the two and you had to choose, just go with Super Meat Boy 3D. Say, hey, I skipped Legacy of Kain Ascendance. Thank God. Woo, and I missed it. So nonetheless, y'all, that is games of the week. It's supposed to be game of the week. I don't want to fork over $19.99. Yo, look, I ain't gonna lie, Pixelated. I did state, look, I don't want to fork over $19.99, but games should be $110. I'm gonna tell you why, though. The difference. This game is not giving me what I want. I have the right to not pay it. Now, you would have an argument. You would have an argument, Pixelated, if I said that was just too expensive for games, right? Or that was too expensive for a game. But that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is a game of that quality, me paying $20 don't add up. The math ain't mathing, okay? Now, if you would have told me $5 holla, I'm on it, right? And that's not a sale. It's just a game. It's ass burgers. I rightfully should pay $5 for ass burgers. Now, if I pre-ordered it and this was my major franchise, I would have gave them 20. I would have chalked it up. And I'm going to tell you an example. Mortal Kombat, the Legacy Collection. I bought it. I paid for it. Do you think I thought about what was going to happen to that game? Don't even get me started. Legacy of Kain ain't got ish on Mortal Kombat Legacy. That game came out with no multiplayer support. You couldn't even play your friend. Okay, hey, you could have your friend sitting right next to you with an Xbox on his own TV and everything online. He couldn't play you. You couldn't even link up with each other. You talk about terrible, but I bought into the franchise. And guess what? They fixed it. They came out with updates. Now it's great. Okay, that's how you do. But you're right, I did. That did sound wild. So, y'all, that's game of the week. Let's get to the next one. This is the one, y'all. This is the one they all love. This is the one I go crazy on. We're going to spitball through this because I'm hungry. Your boy got to eat, all right? But I did say I want to go because I missed last week's episode. I did want to just go a little bit. So, but this is the last one. Y'all, I want to let y'all know some, just so you know, I want to see if I'm going to give you an idea. I'm going to pull this up now. This is from Choose Your Fate. And for the guys on Twitch, there are right now 4 people that have redeemed games. We got right here someone who redeemed The Evil Within. We got A Murder, City of Gangsters. We got The Evil Within 2. We got The Coma. Each one of you are going to get your games tonight because I've been on vacation. All right, my fault. I'm enjoying myself. All right, enjoying myself. But I'm back now. So all of you are going to get your games. If any of you wondering from other platforms, those games are for channel points on Twitch. We have certain things going on Twitch. If you want that on YouTube, let me know. I can bring it to YouTube. Okay, we'll come up with something. We just haven't had enough people on YouTube scream do it. Right? And I can give y'all games too on YouTube for free. Okay? Like, we can make that work. Y'all just got to let me know how we going to do it. I don't know how they do channel points or if anything equivalent on YouTube, but we can work something out. All right, but Choose Your Fate. For those who do not know, we had people still arguing about who would you rather walk past, Michael Myers or Jason. Yesterday, there was at least 6 different comments on it. We had someone arguing over the Big Mac and Quarter Pounder. That was 2 days ago. I seen comments on it. Like every day there's comments going on all these clips that we've done years ago. These clips are bangers. Choose your fate. Yes, it's Choose Your Fate. It is a gaming segment where we take 2 of the toughest choices. We put them head to head against each other, and you must pick which one you want to get. Now, I'm going to go ahead. You know when your foot itch and you got a little foot itch? My foot was itching, my bad. But this is a tough one today. My producer led me in on 1 or 2 of them, so I know we're going to have a good one. I want to know how y'all feel about these Choose Your Fates and which ones y'all got. So without further ado, let's get to it. There we go. So y'all, I want to say, nice. You got to talk about some RAM prices and PC. Oh my goodness, I have talked about it, Pixelated. Don't get me started on the RAM. Okay, it's a RAM holding us back. It's holding the industry back. Ain't just us, the industry. All right, let me get to it. My bad. All right, I'm gonna get back to it. Let me unpack. So, which one hurts worse during gameplay? Yoshi falling into a pit or missing a weapon during gameplay that you can't go back and get? I'm going to be honest. This one's tough. It's tough. I know the feeling I get when Yoshi falls. When Yoshi falls, I want to carry Yoshi throughout the entire level because you don't know when you might actually need Yoshi, right? You might think you're just making a jump. You might really need Yoshi. On the other hand, you miss that weapon, the rest of the game difficult. So I got my choice. My choice is missed weapon during gameplay, man. If you miss a weapon and you can't go back and get it, you know how hard that is. It makes the entire rest of the game difficult. And by the way, you might not even finish the game on some of these games because it's just too hard. You don't want to go through that. I ain't gonna lie. I play a game until I beat it. I'm just that type. But I would say missing a weapon is much worse than having to deal with Yoshi falling. Yoshi could fall and you could get another Yoshi. You missed a weapon and you cannot get that weapon back. So I think this is automatic, no-brainer. You shouldn't have to say anything else. Missed weapon during gameplay is much worse. Final answer. Let's get to it. That was beautiful. That was easy. That wasn't even hard. Let's get to the next one, man. We got it. Come on, challenge me. Okay. Which of these is best for a no-skill player? Noob Saibot's teleport or Eddie Gordo on Tekken with his button mash? Woo, okay. I think Noob Saibot, because Noob Saibot teleport grabs you, and if you know how to do that fireball right after, that makes him invulnerable to all the attacks, that's the cheapest thing you could do in any game. At least with Eddie, you could pick a character where you could cheese him back, right? You might pick a character where you're just laying on the ground kicking him. You might pick King where you're doing all low kicks. So I believe Eddie can be countered like perfectly. Noob is, if he hits you with the teleport and then that fireball afterwards, that's it. You getting comboed and everything. You can better keep jumping, just keep jumping. That's all you can do. Unless you're going to be taking combos nonstop. You're hitting down and blocking. Okay, you're going to get, it just doesn't work. So, for me, I think this is very easy. It is best for a no-skill player to play with Noob Saibot and use that teleport in Mortal Kombat Trilogy every single time he play. Final answer. Okay, let's get to it. Now, I want to see Pixelated. Button mashing has won me too many games. Yo, I'm not going to lie. Eddie Gordo is one of those characters that if you button mash with him, you'll probably win a couple games. He is nice, bro. Just left kick, right kick. Do this with the finger. You won. And sometimes hit it twice together like this, so it do the left kick, right to together. You boom, boom, boom. You doing all the combos. I'm not going to lie. Eddie, he can make a 2-year-old nice. You know what I'm saying? I'm winning, Daddy. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Ooh, okay. Which weapon is more broken? Akimbo 1887 shotguns from Modern Warfare 2 or the Golden Gun from GoldenEye 007? The Akimbo 1887s, man. Y'all don't know, that was one of the most ignorant, broken weapons there was. At least with the Golden Gun. Back then, you had screen watching and other things, so you could kind of just watch the screen and stay away from them, keep distances, hide in places, like you had things. When it comes to Akimbo 1887s, I remember my first experience using them. I went into a room on the map. I think it was Crash. Correct me if I'm wrong, y'all. Modern Warfare 2. I might not be caught up. But I was on Crash, and it was 4 guys just sitting in a room destroying us on a team deathmatch. And I switched to Akimbo 1887s. I ran up in there. Boom, 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 boom. All of them dead. 4 people. Close range. Now, I remember playing mid-range. Boom, 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 boom. All dead. Like, it's something about the Akimbo and those shots coming from that thing. You just boom, boom. It's like, that thing was a one-hitter quitter, bro. And when one's reloading, and oh my goodness. 1887, man. Good old days, man. If y'all don't know Modern Warfare 2, this almost brought a tear to my eye, man. I'm going to be honest. This almost brought a tear to my eye. Just some of these gaming moments. I remember playing on Crash just yesterday, man. You can shoot. This is a long range. This is a sniper. No, the Akimbo 1887s were snipers. All right, let's keep it 100. They ain't shotguns. They snipers. They did patch it, and they brought it down quite a bit. But I remember when it first got introduced, everybody used it. If you were not using it, you were crazy. You were crazy not using this. So, Kimbo, 1887. There we go, pixelated. I'm right with you, okay? Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Hold on, which one? Okay, I got to make sure we do the right one, okay? Oh, man, we got us a battle here. Who wins in a race? Sonic the Hedgehog or Captain Falcon in the Blue Falcon? For those who do not know, Captain Falcon is from F-Zero. All right, and correct me if I'm wrong on that, because I might be a little loose on my gaming knowledge, right? But from F-Zero, he drives the Blue Falcon. And y'all seen the F-Zero game. It's like futuristic race cars. You know what I'm saying? So they going real fast. You're still not going faster than Sonic. Sonic smokes you, man. This ain't even close, bro. Sonic destroys you, man. How fast does Sonic go? Anybody know? Hold up. Sonic breaks the sound barrier. Ain't sound like hold on. It's 726, 27 miles per hour, something like that. Sound barrier is over 700 miles per hour. I don't think you're going that fast, sir. Sonic with the easy win, easy dub. He smokes you. Captain Falcon, you're eating Sonic's dust on this one. You're not even close, bro. And I don't care what myth, I don't care what gaming lore you hit me with. Oh, that one time back in the day, he hit over 1,000 miles per hour. Blah, 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 blah. I don't want to hear that. You're goggling. Okay, keep it real. Simple answer, Sonic. Let's go to the chat. Bad player. Sonic wins. Chaos Emeralds. I like that. Good answer. Sonic Peak. Pixelated. Good answer. Yo, y'all killing it, man. Let me check this out. I had to make sure I got I'm stepping on some shit. I'm wondering what it is. And then we got Chelsea's Way Sonic. Yo, we got everybody Sonic. Nice. Good. Do I got a sound? We finally got some. Everybody agreed. All right, just ignore that, man. I got a lot of wow sounds. I told you, I don't know what I press. You just believe me, because I'm gonna press another random one. Let's see. Okay, we're done. All right, so I got Sonic. That's easy. Let's go on to. Told you, these soundboard crazy, man. Okay, soundboard's crazy. Now, this is the battle of all battles, y'all. Some people say Ryu versus Ken. Some people say Mario versus Wario. This is the battle of battles. This is the fight of fights. This is the Thriller in Manila. I need to know who wins in a fireball fight. Super Mario or Ryu? Y'all, I don't know if I'm gonna be. Y'all might not feel me on this. I think Mario takes this easily. I don't even think it's difficult. Mario has a fireball that moves. It goes up and down. Y'all see Mario fireballs are jumping. Man, Ryu shit ain't doing that. Ryu is not boing, 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 boing. Like, no. Hell no. Mario ain't no. Yo, Mario got bouncing fireballs, bro. So if you ask me, who do I think better? Mario or Ryu? When it comes to fireballs, I'm going to say Mario. He smokes them. All right? Ryu better jump over 100 fireballs, and then don't let Mario get some air fireballs. They might start going like this in the air. Oh, my goodness. Mario wins this to me, man. I'm sorry. Ryu, I love you, man. You good. You're a gaming soldier, man, but I cannot lie. Dunzo. So for me, without further ado, I got Mario. Final answer. Damn. Whew, that was tough, y'all. That was tough, man. All right, all Mario needs to do is jump on his head to kill him. Bad player, funny. All right, he's little and fast. I agree. He is. He is. I don't know how you stop that. Okay, and that is choose your pay. Now we wrap it up with that, y'all. Beautiful show. I will say, appreciate everybody being here. I thank everybody. Go to the chat. Yo, Pixelated. Shout out to you, Chelsea. Bad player. I see a lot of y'all lurking, too. I don't shout out the lurkers. I'm not a snitch. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to let you hang, man. Jimmy Chu. Shout out to you, man. My man said, yo, Stephen A. looking at that was hilarious, bro. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Ab. Ab, I see you. My man Ab is in the building. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Ab. Also, Boss Man. Shout out to Boss Man. I see you, Boss Man. Okay, who else I get? Shane. Shout out to Shane all the way from Melbourne, Australia. Shout out to Shane. Shout out to John. Shout out to you. Shout out to John. Shout out to Baseball. And shout out to Wyatt. Shout out to all you. We got so many coming in the chat. I know I've left some out. My bad. Forget it, y'all. I'm trying to go through so many. Boss. Another Boss. Shout out to Boss. Boss. Super Famicom. Shout out to you, man. It was hard for me to say that. Magnus. How I forget you, Magnus. Shout out to Magnus. Shorts Temper. Shout out to you. Dead Specimen. Shout out to you. I told you, it's too many people, man. I'm just missing too many people. So my bad if I left you out. Anyway, y'all, I appreciate it, man. You know we got to roll out. Your brother got to eat, man. So without further ado, man, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate all y'all, man. I see you, Ab. I know you was in the cut, man. I don't be snitching. A couple of y'all in the cut I don't be snitching on, man. You know what I'm saying? So without further ado, man, we are out this mother lover.